Hi, I'm Ariel Clifton, and I am a team member of the STEM Connect team. And I am here with Justina Burks from Student Life. And Justina, I'll let you introduce yourself and get us underway.
All right, fantastic. As Ariel said, I'm Justina Burks from the Student Leadership Center, and I'm just here to chat with you about the other opportunities outside of the classroom that you all can be a part of here at Glendale Community College. So on your screen right now, you should see the Student Leadership Center bulletin board, and this is kind of where we post all of our events, our activities. We do promotions for our clubs, but we also do things such as provide resources for basic needs as well as other posting services. So I'll be walking you all through this, but just a little bit about the Student Leadership Center here. We are located in the Student Union, which is currently open on campus from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And we do have access to Wi-Fi on campus. Everything is set up in the Student Union for social distancing. The Student Leadership Center is located in the northwest corner of the Student Union, which is directly across from the Palms Cafe and next to what was formerly the game room. So we are in here. There's usually someone in here during the week. Um, in this little part of the world, we house our food pantry and then also the ASG office, including our offices that myself, my coworker, and the student leadership director, Connie Greenwell, work in. So let me talk a little bit about our Associated Student Government, ASG. So currently we are 6 members strong, and they are also hosting events, but their primary function on campus is to make sure the student voice is heard. So to connect with the students, to make sure needs are being met, especially right now, they're working really hard to connect with students via their Tuesday talks, which are happening once a month, and it's an opportunity for students to come in and just have an open forum. Usually, sometimes they have a topic that they'll be covering for the day, but it's an opportunity and a space to, if you're struggling academic and need access to resource academics and need access to resources, if you're struggling with basic needs and need help finding resources, or you're just looking for ways to navigate this online system within uh, Glendale Community College, they take the feedback that you all give them and then make sure it gets to the appropriate places so that our whole college can serve students better and hear what students are actually going through and hear their voices. So that's our associate student government. They're also hosting a number of events uh, throughout virtually throughout this virtual space that we're all navigating. So what they are doing, and actually I'm going to go to our events and activities of our bulletin board so you can see what they've got going on here. They host some Netflix nights at least once a month. So our and you can click on any of these flyers and you'll get more information. They did Black History Month Netflix night last week. So they use Netflix Party, or what is now Teleparty, to connect everybody so everybody can chat and enjoy a movie together. And then another thing they do is, uh, and this isn't working, that's good. Okay, there it is. They do ASG game nights. So using an online application called Bunch, they host virtual game nights for people to connect, have fun, and enjoy each other's company. Sometimes it's really nice to de-stress and, connect with other people who are similarly situated to yourselves. So in addition to ASG, taking care of the campus community, they also work really closely with our clubs on campus. And and that's kind of what we do here in the Student Leadership Center. So we have a variety of clubs that are available on campus. And once again, accessible through our bulletin board. If you go to the GCC clubs area, this is kind of where you can find what clubs are recruiting members, what's going on, what clubs are hosting events, and also our virtual club fair. Each semester it gets updated, but it's always available here for either here on the bulletin board or up here in the corner for you all to kind of go through and see if there's anything exciting or any interesting clubs for you to touch base with and get connected to. Brand new this semester, I know. Darren Cueva, one of the faculty members on campus, is trying to start a chess club. So, and that's the first, a brand new club for us here at GCC. So, if any of y'all are interested in chess, you want to reach out to Darren Cueva because he's really excited to get this chess club off the ground. But for those of you who are specifically interested in STEM clubs, if you kind of scroll through the menu on the right side of our club fair here, you'll see there's behavioral health and human sciences, culture and society, health sciences, honors and leadership. And if you scroll down this little Erlenmeyer flask here, you'll get STEM. And so here are our prominent 6 STEM clubs on campus. And I'm going to kick it over to Angela in a little bit, and I'll bring up their engineering club page. But what she will do is just chat with you a little bit more about the engineering club. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so she can hop on and let you all know what they're doing and when they meet.
So, hi guys. So over at the engineering club, we're working on a couple really cool projects right now. We are working on a rocket project for one. So if you guys are interested in building a rocket with a payload that tracks it, we're working on that, and we're giving kits out to students so that they can learn from that. We're also working on student development as far as getting them involved with pathways and stuff with AFCU and talking to college advisors, and also like getting internships, working on your resumes, all that stuff.
When
And
do
there's
you all
just so
meet?
many. We actually meet right now. I'm not attending the meeting so that I can talk to you guys, but it's a blast. No pun intended. But
Ha! Nicely
it's
done.
thank you very much. It's a lot of fun. Uh, if you guys want to join, we talk about electrical engineering. We're planning on doing this semester is going through and talk about all the disciplines of engineering and seeing which ones students are really interested in pursuing by providing different kinds of projects with different aspects within the field of engineering to say, hey, I like coding, or hey, I like working on circuit boards and designing them, or hey, I really like this mechanical stuff. And briefly, we're going to talk about chemical engineering and environmental engineering. So we're going to have one of our friends from environmental club, sorry, come in, and they're going to, little, what do you call it? Crossover. Yeah, they're going to come in and talk about that, environmental science for the environmental engineering portion, because that is a path within engineering. And, just see if this is something students are interested in doing. And if not, it's a lot of fun. We have pre-med students, nursing students, art students. One of our PR reps was a dance major, but it's just a lot of fun. And I'd encourage anyone to join it, even if it's just for goofing around.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Angela. And I'm going to keep you on the line just for a couple moments, just in case anyone has any questions for Angela. You can go ahead and toss those in the chat. As she said, they meet on Fridays at 3 o'clock for, what'd you say, hour and a half?
Just about an hour.
Just about an hour. So if anybody has any questions for Angela while she's here, throw those in the chat, and then I'm going to continue sharing our screen. So there it is. All right. So if you liked what you heard from from the engineering club from Angela, their designated representative, you should definitely reach out to find contact information on in the engineering club. Once again, back at this wonderful bulletin board. And I'll drop the link to that in the chat in a little bit. Virtual club fair, and then navigate down to this STEM icon, which is somewhere around here. It's going to pop up in a minute. Boop. there you are, and you'll find the engineering club. As you can see, there are other clubs, the STEM club, geology club, and I'm really excited about this environmental club, engineering club crossover. I love it when clubs come together and do amazing things. So I think this is going to be incredibly righteous. Um, and an righteous endeavor that they're taking on. So it not only connects you with the engineering club, but it also connects you with the environmental club. Speaking of the environmental and engineering club, we just had our Knowledge Bowl, which is a uh, virtual academic quiz. Usually it was in person, but this year we had to go virtual because nobody's on campus. And congratulations to the Environmental Club for coming in first place and the Engineering Club for coming in third place at our Spring Knowledge Bowl. So, like I said, it's an academic quiz. The winning three clubs win money for their clubs. So our first place winners, the environmental club, won $200 for their club. Second place was our French club, Les Coins Français, which is the French corner, and they won $100 for their club. And then engineering club got $50 for their club. So, lots of events for clubs and also for people not involved in a specific club. As you can see, we've got, I mean, hey, look, you guys are already participating in the STEM Resource Week. Good job. See, it's perfect. It's right here. But we have other things going on, particularly this month for Black History Month. You can see our Black History Month calendar right here that shows all the events that are taking place during this month. Usually we have a monthly calendar that goes up that shows what's going on in student leadership throughout the month and the events that you can participate in. Like I said, you don't have to be in a club, you just have to be a student. You can come and have fun with us. It's always a good time to connect. If you are in health, nutrition sciences, they're doing a healthy heart. Oh, did that already pass? Of course, I'm gonna. Yep, that already passes. February 11th, the Healthy Heart and Cooking class, Healthy Hearts Virtual Cooking Workshop. But you can look for events and stuff like that to keep you connected to campus and connect with other people that have similar interests as you. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook because we continuously post events, ideas, things that are happening on and off campus. Like coming up next Friday is a free opportunity for a spring retreat. It's a virtual one-day spring leadership retreat, and the focus is self-care. So, see, these are just some of the things that happen on campus that we go through here in the Student Leadership Center. So, many of you are probably thinking, well, how do I find this wonderful, amazing bulletin board that has all this information? I'm going to tell you. All right. So, you're going to, if you're on the GCC website and you go to student life here from the main page and you click down here in the corner, the Student Leadership Center, it'll take you a page that looks like this. Over here on the right, you'll have the student SLC bulletin board, and that'll take you to the pages I just showed you. There's also a lot of other great information here about our associated student government, the Maricopa County Community College District Student Senate, and also student clubs down here on the left-hand side. If I click there, you actually will get a list of every single club on campus. So you'll be able to connect with their listed in alphabetical order and you can go through and check them out and just see, it gives a little brief description. Like if I'm going with the astronomy club for Astro, all right, invite students who are interested in learning more about astronomy and science to join us. Easy peasy. You contact Brian Gleam and they'll get you connected. All right, so that's as easy as that. If you're looking for other resources on campus, such as basic needs, like I said, our food pantry is housed here in the Student Leadership Center. But also, if you are on the bulletin board, which I'm going to go back to right now, we also have this area of basic needs and resources. So That includes campus resources, places our students and community can find food, apartment guide. We don't necessarily find apartments for you, but we have a guide to just local area apartments that may be available and an estimate on the prices per semester. The SNAP food program uh, information is available. You know, we have monthly food distributions. There's opportunities for scholarships. So that'll all be posted on the Basic Needs and Campus Resources page here on the Student Leadership Bulletin Board. And then if I go back to the actual website, you will find a little bit more about the basic needs here as well. So we got a lot going on here. This is kind of your key place to stay connected. You know, staying connected with their keeping up academically is important. You know, getting involved in other areas of campus is also important. So we're kind of your hub for that. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take those now. And I'm also going to drop the link for the bulletin board in the chat. Haha. Let's
Yeah.
see. And I
Yes.
say David is interested in coding. What might your experience look like if I join as a newbie? Angela, I'm going to have you go ahead and take that question.
We have some very simple code and stuff. If you're interested in coding, some of the professors at the engineering department, the great thing with the club is if you're looking to study engineering, they can help you like with your path and taking courses. We have very simple code, like for our Arduinos and stuff, because you have your Arduino and the Arduino IDE. So we'll just have you copy and paste code somewhere to GitHub, and we'll explain the lines of code to you so that you can learn from that. Also, you know, students, we like to share our different sources and stuff we learn from. There's a couple students in the engineering club that are really interested in coding. One kid built his own operating system, which is pretty cool. So, you know, there's a lot of computer science students in there. So if you want to make friends there and learn with them, or we have a Canvas page up even with the engineering club that we make accessible to our club members. So you can go through that and, you know, choose out what sections of code you want to write. So we have one for coding an accelerometer, one for making a light blank, very simple, a few other lines of code. So if you want to play around with that, we have that available to you. Sorry for the lengthy answer.
No, the more information, the better. Like that's what I always say. Like you know, the more information, the more people can get excited about what you all are doing and how they can be involved. So thank you so much, Angela, for that. Any other questions I can answer myself or Angela representing the engineering club while she's here can answer. We'd be happy to. And I'm just gonna give it a little do a little pause to see.
So we have a Discord if you want to join. I'd have to get the link from our club president, but I could link it down in the chat so you can try and join us. Give me a second to get that.
Already making connections. Sweet. I love it. And that's what we're about, is just connecting people with things they like to do. And it may not be your major, it could be something outside of STEM. Maybe, like I said, you love chess. Great. Let's connect you with the chess club. There are plenty of opportunities, you know, to get involved. We have our Women Rising Club and our men, Male Empowerment Network, the men organization. So it doesn't have to be major specific. It could be, you know, whatever your little heart desires. And that's kind of the joy of being involved in in clubs on campus and getting involved in different ways because you know your classes are heading in one direction but maybe you kind of like to experiment over here or try something over here and that's what we're here to do is just connect you with the rest of campus so you can do those things.
Yeah. And related to clubs, just to mention as well that there is a pre-med and a pre-farm club. I know that they're like they're really actually, in terms of advising, they are actually under STEM Connect, but the clubs are listed under health, which I can totally understand. There's going to be some when it comes to some of the field of interest where it's like, it could have kind of gone either way where it wound up being put, and so, but just so people are aware. And also, as you were saying, it doesn't have to be something that is a STEM related club, even though this is part of STEM Resource Week. This is open to all students. And whether you are STEM or not, everybody's got all kinds of different interests, and definitely, yeah, getting involved in your campus through clubs and other means, uh, extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Um, you know, there's been a lot of research that says that the students that do better and persist and are more likely to graduate. So, and later on in life, I think that's also when you look back and you realize that's how you made, the connections were actually part of the value of your education, you know, and making those relationships, making those connections with people as well, because some of them could be, you never know, some of them are just friends for now, and others could become lifelong friends. You just never know.
Exactly. Or, as Angela said, they're working on resume building and making connections and networking with professionals in the field. So you never know who you
Exactly.
can make a connection with that could lead to a job later or
Right.
some other interest. So right on point.
Right. Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing. And obviously, it doesn't have to be career related, but I think that is also one of the benefits is when you start to make those contacts ahead of time. I'm also the coordinator for the Money Talks program, and I encourage students to try to find some ways that they can start to dive into whatever it is that whatever career or field that they see themselves going into, start diving into it sooner rather than later to get a feel for it rather than waiting until you graduate. Because sometimes people, it's like, they'll graduate and then they get into it and find, oh, this is not quite what I expected, you know. And so if you can dive into it sooner and get a taste for it, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to find, I really do love it, and you're going to be that much more motivated, and that's a great thing. Or you may find, maybe you scratch your head and find yourself rethinking things. It may not feel great in the moment, but it's still better to have that moment sooner than later, because that is the better time to course correct and meet with a counselor and say, you know what, I'm rethinking this. What's going to help me find a better fit, and get back into whatever is that new direction.
Exactly. And one other thing about clubs on campus, if you look at the list and go through our club fair and go through the list on our website and see like there's not a club for something you are interested in. You're like, I'm interested in this thing, and we don't have a club for it. You can start that club. Why not? We're super open. The key requirements for a club is you have to have an advisor for the club, usually a faculty who works here on campus, and you need to have an initial interest of at least 15 students, registered students, to begin a club. And from there, you'll start working on your bylaws, elect officers, etc. But that's after you become an official club. And then you take it from there and pursue that interest with a group of people who didn't have a place to gather before. You could be the first person to start the underwater basket weaving club, or whatever it is you want to pursue. So keep that in mind. Just because a club doesn't exist right now doesn't mean it can't exist in the future. You can make that happen. So thank you.
Oh, I just wanted to add, as far as internships go that we usually help students get, um, we had a few applications available to go apply for internships at NASA and Honeywell over the last couple of years. So if you guys are interested in, dream jobs like that or internships at those places, we offer those. And yeah.
great connections. And I see, Angela, that you've put the Canvas link in the chat with the login code. So if anybody's interested in checking out the engineering club, go ahead, and that's your inroad. That's your way in. Take advantage of it. But once again, if you have any questions about any of the clubs on campus, or you can't find the information you're looking for, I'm going to go ahead and drop my email address in the chat right now, and you can reach out at any time and ask any questions, and we can hopefully get you pointed in the right direction. Are there any other questions out there?
Well, people, if they have any questions, go ahead and put them in. But while they do that, if you're anybody who is participating for honors or for extra credit, please hang out for a few minutes longer. And what I'll do as well is I'm going to go ahead and sort of sign off to the recording portion. So thanks to everyone watching us on the replay.